Hi, I'm Katie Hogan, and this is John Hogan.
Hi.
And today I will be teaching John how to build a fire.
As you can see, we have a bucket of water to put out our fire for safety. We have a place to build our fire that is above the ground. And then we have our tinder that we've collected, our kindling that we have collected, and our fuel that we have collected. I will be teaching him how to start a fire using Vaseline balls and char cloth. To start our fire, we'll be using a ferro rod.
So real quick before we start building the fire, I'm talking about the different types of sticks that we will be using to make the fire. So this right here is tinder, and we actually collected all this. This is actually dead pine needles. They're very great to start a fire and to begin with. They're dead, so that's great. If you use ones that are live, it will be very hard to start a fire. The next thing is kindling. They're supposed to be very small. So like they can be this or a little bit smaller. This would be like the biggest that you want them to be. And then you have fuel here. So this is once your fire is already set to go, all you do is you place these on top. So first, to build the fire, we take our tinder. I like to use a lot because it lights on fire pretty easily. And you add about 2 handfuls, right? And we make a little hole right there, right? And then we get our kindling ready. And then we just set this aside here. Let's see, this should be enough to start. Then I add a little bit around here. We're gonna be building a log cabin fire. So what I'm doing is I'm making it look like squares. And then we're just gonna keep adding to it. Okay, so now we're ready to start our fire. So what I'm doing here is I am using char cloth to start the fire. So I'm taking 2 pieces of this stuff right here. This we actually made on a camp out before. It's old linen that you actually place in small squares. And then you take like an old Altoids can and you poke some holes in it. You put the stuff in there, you close it, and then put it in the fire itself. And this makes fires start pretty easily. Okay, so now we are taking our ferro rod. I am left-handed, so this is going to be a little bit weird. But what you do is, you take and you put the rod itself in your non-dominant hand. And then you take the striker and you put it in your dominant hand. So like I said, since I'm left-handed, I put this in my left hand. Now, in order to get a spark going, what we're going to do is we point our rod downward and then we flick this. You don't actually just drag it down. I'm going to take this right here and do a quick flint. See? So then you go lower into it. You keep going until you get a little flame. Alrighty, so I've been blowing on it and now our char cloth is being used. So we're going to grab our sticks and we're going to start making this log cabin here. For starters, since this is burning fast, we can put some big sticks on there, especially where the big flames are at. We don't want to smother the fire. Okay, so we have our fire going. We're gonna add some more of this right here, kind of just throw it on. And now we're gonna start making our log cabin. If you find yourself in a situation where your fire has died, don't worry, it's a part of learning. So, you take your char cloth, you put some more down. But this time, we have our Vaseline ball on the side. So, we're going to start this again. Alrighty, so the Vaseline ball has caught fire. We have to work fast. You put some sticks in there, right? But you don't want to bury the fire. So you put just enough on. And then you let it catch. So, now we're ready to make our log cabin. So I'm taking my biggest sticks that I have. What were those called? My fuel. We place it. Like so. Oops. Obviously this doesn't have to look perfect. Just enough to get you started. Alrighty, so now we have our log cabin built. And if you're feeling crazy, we can make a teepee out of some more fuel. So you take one, and it's kind of a whole balancing act. You have to be careful. See, when the flames go up, you gotta wait. Alrighty, so once our flame is going good by itself, try not to get burned by it.
Tasty burn.
You can make a teepee using your fuel. Let's see. So it doesn't have to be like this tall, you know, normal teepee, right? It can be lower. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place this log right here and then support it with that, and then put this one right here. See? And then you kind of just let the fire stay for a while. We're refueling it. And then before you know it, we will have a fire. And there you have it. A nice fire. Alrighty, so now that you've enjoyed your fire and you're ready to put it out, you have your bucket. Bucket of water. We take our bucket and slowly pour it on the fire from a distance. Whew. Don't get in that smoke. You won't be able to see. And then once we do that, we stop for a second. We grab our stick right here. It's a good poking stick. We take these logs and we flatten them out.
We eat them. Get them out of the way.
See how this is still smoking? Not out yet. So we keep pouring slowly on the logs, especially since these are nice and hot. See how we're pouring directly on the logs? Yeah, that's a nice little
Soup.
soup. Taught this scout over here how to tell when your fire is out. Would you like to explain?
Yeah. So, they say the back of your hand is some of the most sensitive part, like in your hand. So, the heat. So you're gonna reach down, and you're not gonna touch the fire, because I mean, if it's still hot, you know, it's gonna hurt. So you're just gonna feel nice and close. You don't want to be, you know, up here, but you know, nice
See
and
how
close.
he's not touching, but he's over?
So, and if you feel any like heat, like I feel a little bit of heat right here, you mean it's not out. So you go back to your trusty bucket and pour it.